Slide.
Slide to the left, right. Slide to the... Hello.
Hello.
What's going on? Happy Saturday, happy weekend.
Jo, so good that it's the weekend.
Die bokke speel vanavond.
Jo.
Kry julle self reg. That's why we're doing Bible study a little bit earlier.
Yes.
So last week we did Bible study and we tried to upload, our internet kind of wasn't right, and we had to re-record the Bible study because we tried to do it raw, and it was during the halftime break and then the rugby was kind of coming on again, and I was like, I was concentrating, but I'll tell you the truth,
Rugby.
like I was kind of like,
I
was waiting for, I was like, hurry up, it's gonna start. Anyway, so we're doing it early today, so
full focus is here.
full focus here, right? Anyway, let's get going.
Day 12.
Day 12, Matthew 16, verse 26.
Do you want me to read?
You can read it today, yeah.
I'll just read the verse.
Yeah, you do the verse.
God, yeah.
Ah.
What use, Matthew 16:26, what use will it be otherwise if you win the whole world but forfeit your true life? Soul, mind, inner being and consciousness. What will you give to get your life back?
Hectic.
What do you think it's about? I have an idea, but I also don't really truly know. That's why I want to hear what you think. No, I don't.
So I think for me it means a lot, right? It does mean a lot. It is. So during all my what should I do with my life years, during all that time, I couldn't really see how following the life of Jesus and succeeding in the industries I was trying to make it, I couldn't see how it could go hand in hand.
You could use both.
I couldn't figure it out, right? So I was literally like, my soul, my mind, my inner being, and my consciousness, I was putting it to the side just for the recognition in those industries. I was willing to sacrifice. I was willing to make a deal with the devil to succeed in those industries.
Sure.
I was willing to hang out with everybody, do anything they needed me to
For
do.
fame and money?
For success, for money. It's more like the fame or the success, to be a bodybuilding world champion or whatever the case.
And have your views of success changed?
Yeah, now it's like, I think this last one, what will you give to get your life back? It made me think about that thing that Steve Jobs said when he died. When he said, like, he died a billionaire, didn't he? And he died quite an early death. That was pretty cool. I invented, I'm Apple. I'm the god of Apple.
Yes.
And nothing can save me. What will you give to get your life back? At that moment, I wonder what Steve Jobs was willing to give.
Sure, yeah.
For his material life. Obviously, I know this means it's a bit more depth to it, but I'm on about what would you give to get that back, to get those years back, to get the things that you sacrifice, your time with your children, your time with your husband or wife, your time with your boyfriend or girlfriend, your time with your parents, your grandparents, time with your friends, the time surfing, skateboarding, running, walking in the rain, those times that you give up to chase these worldly
so
things.
True.
What would you give up to get that back? I bet you billions. Everything. At that
because
moment.
You can't take what you've just made in your earnings and success, you can't take it with you.
No, it stays.
Unfortunately,
It
can't
stays.
take it with you. So
And in 100 years from now, nobody's going to know anything about me.
You've forgotten.
I'm gone.
People are already living in your home 100 years
yeah.
later. Your possessions are gone.
Dude, like, so in these, WBFF, right? Let's just talk that. That's probably the highest level of achievement I got
In fitness?
in the bodybuilding, right? That industry does not know my name. And I was really challenging to become a world champion. They do not know I exist. And that's 5 years ago. It's not even 100 years ago. No, 8 years ago, right? 8 years ago, and they don't know my name anymore. Because there's so many more.
Yeah.
The world will eat you up and spit you out, and you would not matter. So Going back to this, what use will it be otherwise if you win the whole world but forfeit your true life, your soul, your mind, your inner being, your consciousness, your peace, your happiness, your love, your tranquility, your friends, your family, your loved ones, every single thing? What would you give to get your life back? I believe you would give everything. So should we read the brainy tips and stuff?
Go for it.
The brainy tip says, what you think about the most will determine the course of your life. The world is full of people who will tell you what you must do with your life.
Full of Instagram.
It's almost like the thing that
Yeah.
you should be this, you should do that, you should have so and so many children, you should have a job that pays this much, you
Yes.
should look like this person, you should speak like that person. The list can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
It can squeeze the life out of you, and one day you wake up and realize that you did everything you were told and are utterly miserable. You allowed all those words and commands to take shape in your mind, changing the structure of your brain and determining the course of your life. And now you hate where your life has ended up.
Sure.
I can't tell you how many days I've spent hating where I was.
I think because you give so much in order to achieve that success that people say it is, that it takes so much away from you, your soul, your mind, your inner being, and your consciousness, that you have nothing left, and that's why you were so, and that's why people are so miserable, because you're chasing something that is so empty, because you're not going to be able to take it with you.
Will you write that point down quickly? I want to ask you a question about that. I just want to finish the reading. The good news is that it is never too late to change. It is never too late to say, no, this is not who I am. When you change your thinking, embracing the wonderful, unique way God made you, you can find happiness, a deep sense of true life, as you discover what drives you and what gets you out of bed in the morning, regardless of what it is, regardless of what is happening in your life. Your brain can always change because your thinking can always change. You can choose who or what you're going to listen to. You can choose who you're going to be. So on this top point that you brought up, do you think some of us are more susceptible to the influence of propaganda or social media or the things that we see? Do you think some of us are more susceptible and others are less susceptible to it?
I think everyone is.
My reason is I have amazing friends in England who didn't do the whole Instagram thing. Guys from Dispatch, really good guys. They're as naughty as a guy can be. They love a drink, they love a party, but all in all, really good people. They've been naughty with me, but they also didn't do. So they did all the naughty things. We are on the same level, but they didn't take it to that next level where I took things to that next level because of, I don't know, I got caught up in this world that's fictitious, that's not real, and they never did. So my question is, why? But then in the same breath, look, I can't say I'm worse, they are worse, who's better. I guess they might have other things that they dealt with, but in my mind right now, my question is, I wonder if some of us are more susceptible to the influence of social media, the influence of people we don't even know on us, because they were my friends. I kind of shunned them slightly and chased this fairy tale, and I didn't spend that much time with them. They never said anything about it. But now looking back, I can go, oh, maybe if you just left the Instagram, the bodybuilding world alone, things would have been like, maybe you'd be a bit fatter or be a bit more out of shape. But perhaps psychologically, you would have got to where you are now, maybe 10 years ago, 30 already.
Yeah. So I think it's also dependent on who you choose to be surrounded by and what their views of success are.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the question is the susceptibility of social media, not who you speak, not the actual not the real ones.
No, I get you, for sure.
Because
I don't know that. Actually.
Yeah, I don't know, because those friends actually never put the pressure on.
This is what success is.
Yeah, they never
better
did.
Chase this. Yeah, I don't know. Then I don't know what makes it. Why some people are more susceptible
to that, and others aren't. It's weird, right? Is it?
Maybe the way in which they're grown up and brought up.
Yeah. But I was brought up in the same town.
Exactly.
So,
I don't know. Maybe some people are more easier to mold than others.
well, maybe, perhaps. It started before that. The origins of what you were chasing or what I was chasing actually started earlier than that, and that's just what I can remember. You know, I can remember 10 years ago, but I can't remember 20 years ago. Why? You know, maybe at some point, I don't know.
It was drilled into you that you were only good enough for that.
Yeah, perhaps. But anyway, it's at least a good thing. Maybe you can think about it, you know, if you're watching. Why are some people more susceptible to the influence of social media than others? Because I have very good friends who use social media and stuff that aren't as susceptible as I was. However, I wasn't that susceptible ever to things like Tinder. I never used stuff like that. Well, I've used it once or twice, but I've never I wasn't hammering it, you know. I wasn't serial dating people. I didn't have 20 dates a year. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting into stuff now that I really shouldn't. That's not for me to discuss. But yeah, for me, I think why was I so susceptible? I think that's something I need to look at. Why?
Easy to manipulate? I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps, or looking for some sort. It is. I know what it is. You're looking for validation. So why? Why do you need Why me? Why do I need the validation? What was lacking? That's where you should look at. Why? What's lacking? Confidence, perhaps.
In yourself.
Like your mom said about the fear masquerades as wisdom. So I was masquerading on social media as if I'm something because I'm so fearful of what I'm not, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to look at it.
Yeah.
A myriad of... Look at my words, myriad.
That's your homework to figure out what it was.
Yeah, my homework is that, right? Okay, so, I mean, let's stick back to what we're doing. We just went off on a tangent like I do.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. What use will it be if you win the whole world but forfeit your life? It will be no use whatsoever. I said this before. Am I talking too much?
No.
Do you want to say something?
No.
I said it before. Worst case scenario, we follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. We try our hardest to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. We ask for forgiveness, repent our sins every night, and the next morning we try again, right, for the rest of our lives. We die our last breath, and it's black. There is no heaven. You at least lived the life honorable, truthful.
Yep.
People could rely on you.
Yep.
And if everybody did those things and those principles, the earth would kind of feel like heaven anyway.
Yes.
So you won't actually need to go to heaven. I still believe there is something after. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not clever enough to explain it. I'm not going to try. If you really want to get into it with me, you can. But the principle that I'm trying to say is, if you win the world, I don't want to win the world.
No.
I just want my true life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I
just want to feel like I'm living the life that I intend to live. Good, pure, complete.
That you are...
That I determine as success. Yes, not what other people do.
Consciously making the effort
to do good and be good.
But also chase what you want to chase.
Correct. Yeah.
You decide,
My
you choose.
definition of success, not others.
Mirrored from what we read in the Bible, what we read from Scripture,
Correct.
what we read from teachings. Because as much as I think I'm a leader, I like to follow. So I'm following Jesus Christ, I'm following his teachings, not necessarily following every single thing Christianity tells me, because I am not going to judge others, and we're not getting into that. But I want to follow Jesus Christ. I want to follow Jesus Christ. I want to model my life on Jesus Christ.
I want to be like him.
I want to be like him. Okay, we need to think about, we can dumb this down. What use will it be if you win the whole world but forfeit your true life? There won't be any use. What will you give back? Everything. Don't sacrifice everything for nothing.
Don't sacrifice so much of you for an empty promise which is the success. And because at the end of the day, you can't take that success back with you.
Okay, let's see. I like that. So don't sacrifice yourself for the empty
Promise of success.
promises of worldly success. Focus on the teachings of Jesus and hold steadfast
So many spelling mistakes today.
hold steadfast in don't sacrifice yourself for the empty promises of worldly success. Focus on the teachings of Jesus and hold steadfast in the power of God. The grace. Hold steadfast in the grace of God. Because I can't follow Jesus without God's grace. You get what I'm saying there? We can't follow Jesus or be like Jesus without God's grace. Because we make too many mistakes to be even remotely close to Jesus without the grace of God. Jesus came down, through Him, He pleads for us with God. Through Him we can go to God. Through Him we get what God's promised us. So hold steadfast in the grace of God, but focus on the teachings of Jesus rather than these empty promises of worldly success. Is that a good one?
Yeah, I said walk in faith, not by sight.
Oh, I love that. Walk in faith, not by sight. I've heard that before.
It's a song, sure. You know, it's a song and it's a Bible verse, sure.
Yeah, I think it's a Bible verse. Happy?
Yeah, boy! I think so.
I think that's
In the
it.
beginning I didn't understand truly, but now I just kind of...
Yeah, I definitely, put it this way, I definitely understand what this is about.
Yes, it's just hard to put into words.
Yeah, I understand what this is about, and again, so the only thing I want to make sure we don't always do is not always break ourselves down and tell ourselves how bad we've been, because we have to leave the past behind as well and move forward, right?
Correct.
So,
but I think also I think sometimes I definitely agree with that, but sometimes you actually need to know what your mistakes were so that you don't make them again.
100%.
So I think it is good to look back in the past, but don't hate yourself for what you did in the past. Learn from it.
That's lovely, because that's kind of the first time you've leaned in to be like, yo, Ash, you know what? You're always, hey Mike, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yes.
And this is the first time you kind of go, oh.
Well,
There's value. There is value there.
Yes, but don't batter yourself in a horrible way. Don't be horrible to yourself and say horrible words like I'm an idiot, I'm an loser. No.
Anyway,
You're
that's
human.
it. We're gonna have KFC tonight.
Cool. I think that was good.
That's it.
Cool. Lekker.
Lekker. Suid-Afrika, hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie. Let's go, boys! Bokke!
I'm so nervous for today.
I know. The All Blacks don't regularly lose twice. Springboks between World Cups only have like a 66% winning record. So the odds, if you were a bookie, the odds kind of say, you know what I'm trying to say. Touch wood.
That's not wood!
But bokke boer.
Ew.
Lekker. Vrede. Dan.